Hey, everybody, welcome to this week's Star Report. This is Jason, and I am here at New Dimensions Crystals and Reiki in downtown Brenham, Texas, which is always a fun place to be. And of course, feels like you step outside of space and time and get a little bit of metaphysical healing just by being in the space. But hey, I wouldn't mind if you bought some crystals, signed up for some sessions. That'd be great. Let's jump right into the Star Report for this week, starting with our sun. The sun was not unusually, it was unusually quiet this week until yesterday. And that's probably more because of the alignment with the new moon, right? So the new moon goes dark. So it's dark because it's aligned with the sun. And so solar flares picked up yesterday. They were minor solar flares. So you might have started to feel yesterday just a little bit of unease. Sometimes the minor solar flares are going to be upper heart, right? It's when the coronal holes come, which we feel that compression and sort of a downtroddenness. Sometimes this can also feel like you're hypoglycemic and you sort of, low blood sugar kind of feeling. So you might have started to feel that yesterday. You might have given that effect to the new moon, which is also a thing because the new moon is a reset. So looking forward to the week, there are some major sunspots that are having high flare potential that are turning towards Earth facing this week. So pay attention to your favorite space weather channel. That is, try to find one that's almost just like a radar channel, not commentary, because a lot of people are like, we're all going to die. Look at this. And most of those flares are not kill shots. And we've only had over the last decade a couple of kill shot size things, and they've gone off the backside. And then kill shot is really not killing us, but killing maybe the power. And depending on the size of the kill shot, maybe the power for a duration or a period of time, but not melting the grid. So those things are decades down the road. Not to add to the alarmist stuff that I just said, don't pay attention to. Anyway, so the sun is going to be a minor player this week. So pay attention to that if you're interested. Moving right along into today, Wednesday, the 16th. We are still into the rest of the stars. We are still in retrograde for Pluto, Saturn, Neptune, Venus, and Chiron. The moon last night in America and quote unquote today / tomorrow night in the other side of the planet. We are in the micro new moon. And that just means that the moon is farthest away from the Earth as it's going to be all month. And so they call it micro, and then it's a new moon because there's no light. So micro new moon is really a restart, a re-beginning, a reboot. This energy can make you not want to be around people, right? So obviously that sort of distant inner feeling, right? So introspection, renewal, when you're going through transition periods, maybe you've got a headache, or maybe you've tried a new diet and you're like, I don't know if I want to go out and be around people while this is happening. That's the kind of energy that you should be feeling, should have felt maybe last night into today. And we are also a week away from, or week past Lions, or a couple weeks past Lionsgate. A little over a week past Lionsgate. So you should be feeling the energy of Lionsgate, right? So this new stuff moving into a new beginning. And we're also about a week away from Leo leaving the solar sign of Leo and moving into Virgo. And I'll get to that on the Monday issues. And so all that retrograde energy, you should just really be paying attention to that. It is a bunch of introspection. It might feel like you're revisiting a lot of issues, problems, thought forms. That's normal, right? And you might be feeling it from all sort of points of view and sides. Your relationship stuff might be going, your work stuff might be going, your physical health might be introspective. Your past, your future, right? All of these things might feel like they're hitting at once. That's because of all of the retrogrades and this potentiality of the Lionsgate and that new moon, right? So it's like, hey, if you hit Control Alt Delete on your computer, or you turned off your phone and allowed updates to happen, you should be in that sort of I want to be by myself a reboot phase. Totally normal. Totally normal. Thursday, the 17th, puts us 1 week until Mercury retrograde, right? So we'll add a sixth planet in retrograde. And the energy that should be sort of messing with you over the week, right? So starting on Thursday into that next week is how do you bring your psychic understanding, your metaphysical understanding, your spiritual understanding, things not seen, right? This could be, if you're into science, quantum physics, right? The unseen movement of the energies of the particles of the universe. How can you put that unseenness into 3D reality, right? And so sometimes that's an explanation of, hey, here's a habit that I have, and there's a unseen cause, whether that's a thought form, whether that's a diet issue, or whether that's something spiritual or cosmic, astrological, or metaphysical in some sort of way, right? How do you put that psychic understanding into your 3D world, right? Or how do you practice your regularly 3D-ness, right? Or integrate, hey, there's this big picture happening. There's moves and planets and powers that are governing certain things, but how do I operate in my daily life because of that, or in spite of that, I would say, right? These reports are really meant to sort of, what is the body of water that I'm swimming through, but you really should be sort of focused on how good is my body that I'm using to swim through this energy field, right? So meditations, sessions, maybe energetic sessions, diet, right? You should really be maximizing your potential, and then knowing where you're swimming through. This is the report part. So when you sort of see all this cosmic conflict, then, just sort of keep that as a weather report, right? There's some conflict happening. I'm going to take this road, not that road. Or if there's conflict happening, I'm going to take the direct route, or I'm going to take the roundabout route and get to the same place of this inner peace, this control over your physical reality, this mastering of your manifestation or your abundance or your ability to create money or have money to move through this space. All those kinds of things are going to be affected by the report. And so the only sort of mind bender thing to sort of pay attention to while you're doing this is the physical reality we're working with even just 3D anymore, or is there other dimensionalities that, because of our consciousness, have begun to be outward, or stuff that we see outside of the body or outside of the consciousness? Something to pay attention to. The weekend looks pretty clear, right? All these energies obviously are still going to be in effect over the weekend, but there's nothing new necessarily that's happening over the weekend until we get into like Monday. Monday is the beginning of a 7-day cosmic kite, right? And so cosmic kite is when there's a trine or a pyramid looking shape of planets. So Earth being in the center of the kite, there's a planet here, planet there, and then a planet way down here. So that cosmic kite is going to be made up of Mars, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And these, when this kite sort of happens, right, it sort of allows you to sort of put wind beneath your sails, right? Or in your sails. I would say wind beneath your wings, but that sounded weird to say out loud. Anyway, I said it out loud. Anywho, so moving forward, yeah, that cosmic kite on Monday, that's gonna be Monday, the 22nd, I believe. And that cosmic kite's gonna last for about a week, right? And so when these energies happen, sometimes that energy is a prequel, right? So you might be feeling this, there's something about to happen energy going on up until Monday, but then you sort of take flight, and it could be one of two feelings, right? If you like flying, if you sort of have that enjoyment, like, oh, look, I'm rising in consciousness and ability and potentialities, and you might feel good about that. Or you might feel like it's like a bungee jump, or you've jumped off a cliff and you're waiting for your parachute to open. Sometimes the cosmic kite can feel like that. But these energies that are going to be happening on Monday, Pluto is really going to be, let's see, what am I doing? Oh yeah, Mars. The Mars part of the kite is going to be really supporting your action as leading your own life, right? Being in control of your own reality, and even the leadership of others, right? If you happen to be leader of your family, leader at your job, right? It's really going to help you sort of empower you and lift up those leadership skills that you've been working on. And sometimes that can also result in people recognizing you as a leader. And that could be you don't have to do anything different, but people realize the things that you have been doing are leadership quality or qualitative. Anyway, like a leader, you've been a leader to them, and you sort of have that recognition that happens during this cosmic kite. And Pluto during this time really empowers the actions that you're doing, right? So if you are choosing to make moves during this kite because you have this upliftedness, it also adds wealth, right? So if all of your issues have been around the finances to make change, or the wealth of understanding or knowledge or even team to make those changes, like, oh, I have these ideas and I have all the money, but I don't have the team or the right situation, that could also be considered wealth. The planet of Pluto during this cosmic kite can be adding those things to you, right? So whatever that little recipe is missing, Pluto can sort of help add that to it. And then Neptune during the cosmic kite is really going to be about getting in the flow state, the inspirational field, right? So once you start to fly, you don't want to overthink, hey, how long does the ride last? It only lasts 7 days, according to Jason, right? So this is just a time to take flight. It's not like the kite's going to go up and go down and you have 7-day window to do this stuff. It's like you're going to jump. So getting in the flow state when you overthink it kills your flow state, right? So you don't want that to be a thing. So enjoy the inspiration in the flight. Leads you into Uranus. And Uranus is just going to add some intuitive synchronicity, right? So you're gonna move, you're gonna take flight, and you're gonna be moving through your space, and it's gonna feel right to go right or feel right to go left. And so that intuitive synchronicity is like, oh, this is the right direction, or oh, I knew it would be like this, or oh, I knew if this person, or if I found a person that would sort of fill this role, then these things could happen. And that can all happen during the cosmic kite. And then, of course, the 22nd and the 23rd, we're leaving Leo, right? And Leo's been about the heart and the motor nerves to sort of keep you moving, right? And so that Lion's Gate sort of closes as that happens, at least the intensity of the Lion's Gate window. And then we go into Virgo, and Virgo is really about the solar plexus and the womb, right? Physically. So towards the end of the week, as you take flight, you might feel like, ooh, that sort of pit in the stomach stuff, like you're going on a fast car ride. But the ganglia, there's about 12 little ganglia that controls all of your organs here in the solar plexus, right? So your stomach is usually sort of right here on the top, right? So it's below the stomach. If you're like laying flat, you go stomach and then to this ganglia, this solar plexus. And that's going to really give you the energy or the ability to sort of control your flight and then give birth to, right? It's the womb, it's the creative juices, it's all of that stuff, which happens during Virgo, right? So what would you like to create out of seemingly nothing, right? And that's where all this cosmic kite synchronicity, inspiration, flow state sort of just moves into. You take flight, or you leap with the courage of Leo right into Virgo, into this newness, this creation. And that's going to be really cool for you on Monday. And then, Tuesday is just a Tuesday, but this energy is going to be flowing through that. So pay attention to sort of like Tuesday, and then we'll be back again next Wednesday. Of course, if you're having difficulty or none of this makes sense to you, you want to have questions, go ahead and put them at the comments of the video, like and subscribe if you could. And then, of course, I am here in downtown Brenham, Texas. So if you're in the Brenham, Texas area, and you would like to have an energy service or a breath work service, right? We all have breath, and breath is one of the easiest ways to shift the consciousness, to upgrade the physical body, to reset the nervous system. You can always sign up for a breathwork session. Those are, you can bring a friend, right? So they're called one-on-one, but it's bring a friend so you can split the cost if that happens to be an issue with you at this time. Although with the cosmic kite, wealth is on its way. And we can get you set up for all that stuff there. And then, of course, if you're also, like I said at the beginning, if you're just in the area and you want to come in the shop and let the energy of the space work on you and help you maybe come to some of these synchronicities, go ahead and stop by the shop, pick up a crystal, buy some incense, light a candle, and then, talk to me in person. That'd be fun. Until next week, everybody, many blessings.